What's going on, everyone? Did you know that in the last update they added a pack with the eggplant in the shop? That's a permanent pack, so I'm gonna buy that and we are gonna see in that video if it is worth it or not to invest your money on that pal, in fact, because today you have another one. If you played during Easter events, normally you should have that rabbit increasing your crit rate by 5% and giving you some airborne. In fact, it's not directly giving you some airborne, but it's the pal that is doing that. 30% chance to launch the target for 0.5 seconds. It's a tiny control, in fact. When the target is in the air, he can't attack, in fact. So that's a pretty good one for PvP, but maybe having a 5% extra crit rate is gonna make a difference in PvP, maybe or maybe not, versus bosses. We are gonna find out in this video. Because yes, I was waiting for the rerun of that pack and now we have it, so I'm gonna buy it, of course. 300 times the eggplants, some diamonds, skip coupons, and unfortunately I can't see what we have below, but we are gonna find out. So as always, if you are a spender, don't forget to use Aptoide if you want to save some money. You are gonna get some cashback on every purchase you are gonna do in game. In fact, between 15% and 30% depending on your tier on Aptoide. And if you are using my promo code as well, mushroom as written on the right of the screen, you are gonna get an extra 5% cashback on every purchase. So that's what I'm doing all the time. I can buy more items with less spendings. I'm getting 9 euros in cashback after buying that pack. And there we go, I finally have the eggplant. And then of course you have more stuff inside for 110 euros if you want to level up that pal, in fact. Level 24. Remember that the maximum level of your pals is 200. How many times do you need to buy the pack to upgrade your pal to level 200? I'm curious to know. Okay, so we are gonna do a first test with the rabbit in PvP first. As always, versus my friend Ellie. There we go. First attempt. I won. But I was pretty lucky. He couldn't inflict damage to me, so let's try a second time. I won one more time. Let's try a third time just to be sure. Sometimes he can beat me. So maybe it's gonna happen that time. It was close, but I won again. Every battle ended really fast and I didn't notice any airborne, any launch from my rabbit, in fact. So maybe that one is gonna be way better, in fact. And if you want to know, these are my stats. Now thanks to that one, I have 77%, almost 78% crit rate. So it's gonna matter a lot probably. So let's find out. Okay, I won again, but the result was pretty close to the previous one. I won again. Same result as before. And one more time, so it's pretty equivalent so far, and that's probably because I already have a high amount of crit rate, so adding only 5% on a short fight is not making any difference at all. But what about bosses now? I have 2 attempts and we are gonna try 2 times on that boss to see. And for the first test, I'm gonna use the rabbit. I'm gonna retry as always until I have the 2 clones, so I can maximize my damage. There we go, I have the second clone. So look at my skills also. Now I'm using the stun and then I'm using the damage immunity right after my clones died. So I can survive a bit longer. I'm using the book giving me the immunity and now that's the result I was able to get. 426 billion, and now it's time to change the pal. Now I have the eggplant. There we go, the second clone again. Am I gonna have more than before? Okay, unfortunately I lost one of my clone earlier. So now I have the damage immunity, so you know what, I'm gonna retry just because of the delay. I lost one clone too early and of course I'm gonna have less damage that way. That's only because I used the stun skill, the dazzled, a bit too late. Okay, I have the 2 clones again. That time I had the 2 clones as before, And apparently I'm getting a bit better than before. Look at that, I still have the damage immunity, and that's way better than before, in fact. 473 billion instead of 420, 430 I think I had before. So yes, it's a bit better. Is it making a big difference at the end? Absolutely not. I'm still getting the same rewards because I am on the level 100. But my score is a bit higher than before, so you have only a tiny increase, a tiny difference. 5% is good, but it's not gonna make a huge difference. Of course, if you don't have the rabbit, 10% is a huge increase, so then the eggplant is really worth it. But what if I use both now? Yes, because they are different, so you can use them both, right? So I'm gonna have a 5% extra crit rate there, plus the launch rate, and a 10% extra crit rate over there. So now, in fact, I'm gonna have 83% crit rate, which is pretty high, right? So you know what? Let's go back on my friend Ellie. A first attempt. It was pretty nice, right? Let's try one more time. Remember that time I have 15% more crit rate and I have the launch rate, so normally it should be way better for PvP, and look at that. Another attempt. Okay, that time he doubled his shield or heal, and so he survived longer. It was close to beat me. Let's retry again to be sure. And there we go, apparently it seems like way stronger than before, right? Okay, I was close to die that time. Okay, that's gonna be the last try. And there we go, he died again. So, that time I can't try that directly on the Blazing Cave because I have to wait 8 hours, and who knows, maybe after 8 hours I'm gonna have an extra stat from any source, I don't know, and so the result is gonna be biased. But don't worry, because I'm gonna try that in the Abyss. I have 2 attempts. I'm gonna try the build with only the eggplant and the owl to have more attack speed, and then I'm gonna use the two crit rate increase, the eggplant and the rabbit. But before, I have to change something, because in the Abyss I don't need that book because the boss is one-shotting me, so I'm not gonna have the immunity. So it's better to increase my boss damage instead. So there we go, first test, I have both the eggplant and the rabbit. As always, I'm gonna retry until I have the 2 clones thanks to the Eye of Raven artifact, and so I'm gonna maximize my damage. There we go, I have the second clone. So how much damage am I gonna have before the end? Look at that, I stunned the boss, my 2 clones were still alive, I have the damage immunity right after that. And that's my final result, 513k. Okay, so last try of the day, I'm gonna replace the rabbit and use the owl to increase my attack speed, and let's retry that one more time. There we go, I have the second clone. The boss is stunned, my 2 clones are still alive, thanks to the delay. I have the damage immunity, but maybe a bit too early. But look at my score now. So the attack speed is way better than having the 5% extra crit rate given by the rabbit, in fact. So there is one more try to do, in fact. Let's switch to my PvP build again and use the owl instead of the rabbit. And my friend Ellie, as always, I'm sorry my friend, I'm always beating you or trying before you were killing me, but today I'm a bit stronger than before. Okay, he had a huge luck on the Eye of Raven artifact, big heals and shield. Okay, so let's retry another time to see if there is a difference. Okay, he died. I died again? No, I won. Third attempt. And he had a big luck again. And that time I destroyed him. Oh, that's pretty weird. Let's retry again. And I won one more time. And I destroyed him again. Let's do a last try to see. And I won again, but that was really close. So I don't think that using that is gonna change many things to PvP, because that's a really short fight in fact. On the long run, having more attack speed with more crit rate, so using the Eggplant and the Owl, is a good thing to do. But on a short fight, maybe it's better to go only with a crit rate to try to have more damage with the few hits you are gonna have on the target. Let me know what you think about that in a comment below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, as always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.